That massive military buildup in the Gulf there is a potential indication that President Trump is preparing large-scale strikes against Iran if negotiations with the regime ultimately fail. And it comes as President Trump today is also urging UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer to back out of leasing the island of Diego Garcia to Mauritius. President Trump says that it may be necessary for the U.S. to use that island to, quote, eradicate a potential attack from the Iranian regime should they not make a deal. The president says that Diego Garcia is strategically located in the Indian Ocean and, quote, called it making a big mistake by leasing it to Mauritius. And the White House, meanwhile, is repeating that President Trump always prefers diplomacy first. Take a look.
As you just said, totally obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities. The president has always been very clear, though, with respect to Iran or any country around the world, diplomacy is always his first option, and Iran would be very wise to make a deal with President Trump.
This comes as 4 F-15 fighter jets and refueling tankers are en route to the Middle East, and the USS Gerald R, the second aircraft carrier to be deployed to the region, is expected to arrive in the eastern Mediterranean in about 4 days. Meanwhile, satellite images show that Iran has recently built a concrete shield over a new facility at a sensitive military site, buried tunnel entrances at a nuclear site bombed by the U.S. last year, and repaired missile bases struck in that conflict. This as a Russian warship arrives in Iran a day before it's expected to conduct Navy drills in the Sea of Oman and northern Indian Ocean, a few days after Iran's Revolutionary Guards conducted drills in the Strait of Hormuz.
I think you heard from the administration and the State Department yesterday that there was a little bit of progress made, but we're still very far apart on some issues. I believe the Iranians are expected to come back to us with some more detail in the next couple of weeks, and so the president will continue to watch how this plays out.
While Iran insists its nuclear program is entirely peaceful, it is the only non-nuclear weapon state enriching uranium up to 60%, a short step away from weapons-grade material.
We don't want any enrichment. We don't want enrichment.
Yes, of course, the Iranians say that they're not interested in a nuclear weapon. We know, in fact, that's not true. They have shown a number of things that make it clear that they're interested in acquiring a nuclear weapon.
President Trump has made his demands for the Iranian regime clear: no nuclear weapon and stop killing anti-regime protesters. This is as Iran International reports that since last month, over 36,000 anti-government protesters were killed by the regime. The Trump administration says everything is on the table in negotiations, including ballistic missiles and support for proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah, but the U.S.'s red line is possession of a nuclear weapon.
Everything is on the table. We certainly want Iran to stop being a state sponsor of terrorism. They're one of the world's largest state sponsors of terrorism. There are a lot of ways in which they endanger America's national security, but the most important way they could is if they acquired a nuclear weapon.